Hey folks, Dale Jenkins here. Hope your day is going great. It's a rainy day. We've had a lot of those lately. I saw on the news that Nashville is nearly 10 inches above its average rainfall for the year already to date, which is a lot. It rained again today, and I'm sitting outside right now. It's still sprinkling just a tad. But I don't know if you can hear the tree frogs and other bugs, I guess, in the background. It reminded me of being out at Maywood Christian Camp down in Hamilton. I was in Hamilton Sunday, as many of you know, seeing so many of my people that I love there. And my friends, Eugene, I call them, and Linda Cashin, told me they had a gift for me, and Eugene wasn't able to be there Sunday, but Linda brought me the gift. The gift, I'll put a picture of it here on the screen, is a piece of wood cut out in the shape of the state of Alabama. Gene and Linda are expert wood crafts people and have so many skills. So there's a story behind it. On the back of it, here's the back of it. It talks about what communication is and how it goes toward understanding. And it's kind of cool because there's a neat story that goes along with it. Some of you have heard me tell this story, but I think with him giving me this piece of wood, I can out him now as to who it is. He and his dad were heavily involved with Maywood Christian Camp and really helped an awful lot in those early days, and through the years have continued to be just useful to anything I needed to do out there. And so when I got to Hamilton, one of the things I was most excited about was having maybe a smidgen of influence with some of the things that happened at that great place. And when I started directing, one of the first things I remembered was the Boys Hill. Now, if you have ever been to Maywood Christian Camp, you know immediately what I'm talking about. It's that Alabama red clay, and it was straight up. I mean, it's just at probably a 60 degree, 65 degree, maybe 70 degree angle. And it's fine. It's muddy and rocky and everything. But if it rains, you've got 8, 9, 10-year-old, 11-year-old boys, and they are caked in mud because they will delight in sliding and falling and stumbling down that thing. And I had this great idea. What if we went out there, and in the bleacher section of the pavilion, we cut out a stairway, and they could walk up those stairways and not get mud on all the benches, and they would also have a pass out the back where they could go up onto the Boys Hill. If you've been there, you would know what I'm describing. And I told Eugene, I said, I'd love it if you would help me with this and take this, and he did. He agreed to, and he went and bought wood and got busy on it. And after about 3 or 4 weeks, I'd check on it periodically, ask him about it, and I started feeling like I need to go out there and check on it and help some. Now, those of you who know me know helping anything when it comes to building is, to call it a stretch. You know, if I'd hang a shelf in the house and it wasn't crooked, I'd want Melanie to throw me a party. And her dad's, building high schools and banks and houses and office buildings all over, so she was never very impressed with that, and I've never been impressed with my building skills either. Dad always said a sermon needed 3 points because a table needed 3 legs to stand, and I always said my sermons need 5 points because you've never seen me try to build a table. Well, I got out there and I thought, I'll try to help. I'll move some wood and maybe, drive a nail or, cut something if I'll do what they tell me to do if I can. And while we were kind of working, they started talking and I asked questions. I said, tell me about the previous preachers here. And we went on and they told me there's a story behind that. I won't go into that story as part of a larger illustration I use sometimes. But when I got there and saw what they had done, I realized we had completely miscommunicated. They had not built a stairway through the bleachers, little 3-4 foot openings in there. They had gone to the right of it, over to the Boys hillside, and they had built this monstrosity of a staircase. It was, I don't know, a couple of 100 feet long, 100 feet long, and very, very intricate and large and huge. And I mean, it was beautiful, but it was so much more than I had said. So on the back of this Alabama hanging that he's given me, he's written a note, and that's the genesis of the note. Well, what good people I've been blessed to have in my life, and there are two of them, and Gene and Helen, his mom and dad, were dear to us as well, as were the rest of the family. So I thought I'd share that with you tonight, and share with you the fun little note he wrote on the back of it. God bless you all. This is Dale Jenkins.